Now, just before they were stoning this woman, Christ went to the ground and he started doodling with his finger. He was writing something out. Then he stood up and he told those guys what he wanted to tell them and went right back down and started writing again with his finger. Now, my question is this: what was he writing? What kind of plan was he drafting when he was on his ground? Something was on his mind to a point where he couldn't get off it. He had to tell you guys what he had to say and got back to what he was trying to what he was trying to perfect. But he had to draw it out. He had to plan it out. It's a stress reliever. If you draw it out, if all you have to do is come up to the conclusion of knowing that there's a way to think it out before you say it, before you actually do things, you don't have any belief in God knowing that he can take you from point A to Z. Not A to B, from point A to Z. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you really got to believe that he'll pull it, you know? And that's what I've been doing for these past, say 5 years, at least 5 years now. I've been on it, you know, despite what I lost. I ain't never turned to robbing nobody. I ain't never tried to go steal nothing from nobody. I ain't tried to do nothing bogus that would hold me against the grain from getting what I. And then the recession hit. So I was really like stuck for bread, big time. So what was I supposed to do? You know, what was I supposed to do? You know, there was no work going on nowhere. I wasn't even dressed like this, doing what there was nothing out there for me at that time. There was nothing out there for me for about 3 years. There was nothing out there. So, I mean, what was I supposed to do? I mean, was I supposed to just stress about it? Was I supposed to just go, you know, oh my gosh, you know, what am I supposed to do? Things ain't going right. I need some money. I gotta take care of my children. I gotta put gas in my ride. My ride's breaking down. I need money to fix this, fix that. So what was I supposed to do? I mean, how am I supposed to get over that without stress? It won't do it. Tylenol RPMs won't do it. Sleeping medications, as far as going to alcoholic, you know what I'm saying? As far as going out to be an alcoholic or just serious drug use, it just ain't working. You know what I'm saying? It just ain't working. You know what I'm saying? I mean, life is much better to live. Like I say, salt is a preservative. You know, where there's salt, there's life. You know, where there's salt, there's life. So, if you ask my opinion on it, she never died. She was just preserved. That was it. Now, where else did she mention that anywhere in Scripture? It doesn't say anything about that. It doesn't tell you her story. But I at least picked out on that. And like I said, when I read the New Testament, I believe it's probably in the book of Luke or Mark, where it spoke about what Christ said, salt is good. Salt is good. I can't recall how it all went, but it's a preservative. It's a life preservative. That's what it is. Salt is very much a life preservative. When you sweat, what comes out your body? What comes out your body? Salt. It's salt. I mean, this might sound kind of nasty, but if you lick your sweat, you're going to taste salt, okay? If you've ever had sweat fall into your mouth, just drip down your lips through your mouth, you haven't tasted it. What you taste? Salt. So your body is equipped with salt. It's made with salt. It's designed with salt and water. I mean, it's a trip. It's such a trip when you see individuals that just deal with so much stress, so much pressure that's just built in them to where they don't know how to release it. They don't know how to vent it out. So the only way that they can vent it out is by going off the deep end, saying something disrespectful, or just using a smart remark that'll spark a negative friction, you know what I'm saying, which is going to cause an argument and may lead to a fight or two or whatever, you know what I'm saying. Just simple as that, you know, all because of built up stress. It's built up. This is it. All I had to do is just patience. I had to be patient and just put one foot in front of the other and plan it out and keep my feet moving, keep my mind working. That keeps stress levels down. That keeps stress levels down. So now, with the patience that I've had to endure for all that time, for me not going against the grain and still being able to do work for my Father, not for man, but doing work for my Father in heaven. Now, I'm being blessed with everything else that comes along with that. Patience gets you everything. Prison inmates, and I feel so bad for them. Prison inmates, man, for those who can't smoke and for those who can't lift weights in there, man, they stressing. It's a lot of pressure. You already had your freedom took, you're away from your family, your loved ones, and I mean, you just got a lot of stress, a lot of pressure built up, you know. So how do you deal with it all? How do you deal with it, even when you're in there, compared to being out here? Now, I can see those that are in there, they got a lot to deal with. They got people that are facing like so many years' time, you know what I'm saying? They got some cats who probably only facing a few years' time, but can end up facing long-term stage. You know what I'm saying? How do you deal with all of that? How do they deal with all of that? You feel what I'm saying? So we look at those that are outside of those walls, that are out here today. How do you deal with that's part of the components of your human makeup. So she's a part of that same DNA. So like I said, my question is now, did she die or was her life preserved? You know, it's a wonderful question. Like I said, it's things like that that I think about that most people don't even think about within a 5-mile radius from this moment, right now. That's the things I be thinking about, regardless of how I'm dressed or how I may appear to you. It's things like that that be on my mind. I'm just showing a light comparison between those that are stressing out here behind things that we deal with every day, as opposed to those who are stressing in there with all the stuff that they got to deal with. So I mean, you know, weigh it out. You know, you figure out, man, which is better. You know, I mean, life is based on the energy you produce. You know, if you produce negative energy, then that's exactly the type of life you're gonna see. You dig? If you produce positive energy, that's the type of life you're gonna see. You know, life is based on the energy you project. Straight up, life is only based on the energy you project. You know, energy you put out, that's what's gonna come back to you. That's just the bottom line. That's the way this whole world evolves, man. That's the way this whole world evolves. If everybody can really just tap into that, I think the world would be a much better place to live. Best get you everything. Proper planning get you everything. Believing in the Father gets you everything. Having faith in our Father in heaven gets you everything. Straight up. I wouldn't be around here right now if it wasn't for the works of God. If it wasn't for the things that He's done for me, that He's done for my family, for my children, for everybody. That's within my immediate, you know what I'm saying? And my outer immediate, you feel me? I mean, I thank God for everybody, you know, and I thank God for me to be able to be in a position to where I can bless other people, because that's what it's all about. I think the world would be a much better place to live, you know. But I mean, this stress thing, man, I mean, we could talk about this until we're blue in the face, you know. Passing out 1,000 Bibles, that might help, but it's not going to solve things. Locking everybody up, just saying, you know what, the heck with it, we're just going to lock them up. It's not going to do it, you know. Who's been sustaining me all this time? If you notice, every program I've had out here, I don't ask for donations. I'm not asking for no money. I'm not asking for anything. I've tried that and failed. You know, I went to a few places off camera and asked for help. I mean, sincerely ask for help just so I can do what I'm doing, what I've been doing, you know. And you'd be surprised at places where I've actually asked to get assistance from, places that you would assume that they would be more than willing to be beside me 100%, you know, under the eyesight of my Father. It never worked out that way. The door was slammed shut on me. So when that door slammed shut, God provided another way of getting things going. So this is why I'm doing what I'm doing now, you know. Like I say, I'm volunteering all of this, you know. Ain't nobody paying me to do none of this. God's providing everything. Everything I need, everything that I need right now to keep this thing going and to keep doing what I'm doing, God's provided it all. Why? I'm not depending on man to do nothing for me. I'm not asking for anybody for nothing. I wouldn't care if I'm down to where I need $1. I'm $1 short across the toe or whatever, you know. I mean, I could be short of change at an occasion, you know. I could be short of money, you know, at a point where I might need to ask somebody for some help, you know. The only times that happens is only in critical situations, and I got my selected people who I choose to want to ask for that type of help from. You can't ask everybody. Not too many Kenyan folks either. You can't ask everybody for help like that, you know, because ain't nobody's willing to go the effort of what you would provide for them. You're not going to get that back. So there's only certain individuals I would go for help like that, because I know that they are in tune to everything that goes along with giving and receiving. It's just as simple as that, you know. It's basic, you know. What you put out is just definitely what you would want back, you know. Just talking bad to somebody, just straight coming at somebody, just just straight talking down on somebody. I mean, criticize them to a point where you pretty much demoralize them. It's not going to help, you know. It's not going to help. It's not going to help at all, you know. The positive energy that you